You have to make more videos. But it's been so long. You have to do it. No. Yes! Fine! Let's get down to business. No. Hello, people of the present. So this is part 2 of my How to Train Your Dragon theory, and if you haven't checked out part 1, then click on this link here. In this video, we'll be answering a number of questions that commenters brought up on my last video. Firstly, what about when Eret said, "I thought they were gone for good"? Secondly, if Night Furies aren't around Berk, then do they live in hotter or colder climates? 3. What about Stoic's dragon Skullcrusher when he also heats the ground, just like Toothless? And fourthly, where did I get this awesome shirt? Now in the second movie, the dragon hunter Eret, employed by Drago Bloodfist, once said, "I thought they were gone for good," in reference to Night Furies. If you watch my previous video on the theory, then you'll know that I believe that Drago hunted down the Night Furies many years ago after they killed his family, and even used their skin as a cloak to protect him from dragonfire. The fact his mercenary army had heard stories about these vicious creatures that their commander had exterminated really just gives more evidence to this theory. The widespread belief of Drago exterminating the most dangerous and powerful dragons out there gave him prestige. Second question, hotter or colder climates? In my previous video, I pointed out that there's no real evidence that the Night Furies were ever really around Berk. No skeletons, no eggs, no signs at all really. But if not there, then where? In the second movie, Stoic describes Drago Bloodfist as a stranger from a strange land. And I firmly believe that Night Furies aren't native to the archipelago. Drago had hunted down the Night Furies and enslaved dragons, but none of the chieftains of the archipelago seemed to even know who he was. But if the Night Furies killed Drago's family, then they can clearly be found in the same place that Drago came from. So where is Drago from? Drago lacks the distinctive red or blonde typical of most Scandinavians, and he lacks the Sud or Scottish accent that most of the Berkians seem to have. He has distinctly darker dreadlocks and darker if not tanned skin, so he's probably from a more southern climate. His accent sounds Eastern European, a little bit Greek, and a little bit Spanish. It was probably intentional for the creators to make it ambiguous. But when you see that Drago probably translates from a Slavic term meaning about precious, and Bloodfist probably translates from a German Slavic word meaning bloodsure, then it's probably easy to say that Drago and the Night Furies come from an Eastern European place that the Vikings probably haven't discovered yet. In Dragon's Race to the Edge, Hiccup constantly talks about how the Vikings have never gone outside the archipelago. So what happened to the Night Furies? Well, they were probably hunted to near extinction in this Eastern European place that Drago came from, but there's probably still a few of them left for Hiccup and Toothless to find. Third question, what about that time that Stoic's dragon Skullcrusher also heated the ground, just like Toothless? This clip has been brought to my attention and I had forgotten about it, but I don't think it necessarily disproves my theory about Night Furies being from hotter climates. You see, we still see very few dragons do it, and we're not quite sure why some dragons do it and some dragons don't, but I would argue it's probably an evolutionary trait passed down by some species of dragons that may have had homes in hotter climates before, similar to how a lot of cold-blooded lizards lie down on hot rocks to keep themselves warm. Final question, and probably the one that I got most. Where did I get this shirt? Well, if you like Doctor Who and you like How to Train Your Dragon just like me, then there's a link in the description below to Redbubble, which is where you can purchase this shirt. So what would you guys like to see next? More theories about How to Train Your Dragon, the biology of different dragons, and if so, which ones? Theories about the third movie? And if you don't have any questions on that front, what other fandoms are you a part of? What mysteries do you want to be solved? But that's all from me. See you next time. Oh, and by the way, you should check out the link to my books in the description and you should read them.